Hello and welcome to another episode of The Eden's Gem. Believe it or not, today is July 1st. Oh my goodness, where is the time going? That means we just went through the first half of the year and we are about to enter the second half of 2024. Listen, before we delve into this episode today, let us give a shout out to our production team, Blessed Dream Production and Eyes Have Not Seen. As I always say, they bring you this stuff. I just love to talk, so I sit here, I chit chat, but they make this awesome and hand it to you. If this is the first time you're coming across our channel, welcome. We pray that you take a minute or two to listen to the entire episode. And if you are a returning subscriber, a returning viewer, I just want to again extend my appreciation. I know that in this day and age, there is so many content that is vying for our attention. And so for you to take the time to come back or to stay and watch part of it or this whole thing, I just want to say thank you for doing that. This July, as our community, we usually have a monthly topic, a monthly theme. And last Wednesday, it was a day that I spent at the altar praying. And I was not really looking and asking or praying about, actually, to be honest with you, or praying about the theme for July. But while I was laying there, I felt that the theme was given to me. And the word is independence. Independence. So in July, we're going to talk a lot about independence. We're theming it our Independence Month of July. And independence for us as women, since this community is predominantly women, I know some of you men are here, and I'm grateful that you come in and you listen and you glean, and some of you even go to the point of liking it and leaving comments, and that really inspires me. So thank you for that. But as a community, it's predominantly women. And the word independent for us, or independent woman, I feel like it's become so diverse that some of us, we just go with the flow and we don't really know what independence mean or why we say that we're independent women. In America, where I live, in a few days, we will be celebrating what we call 4th of July or Independence Day. And so when I heard that word at the altar, that in July, we should look at what it means to be an independent woman or an independent person. My first place that I started off research is to really look at what American independence is all about. And so Wikipedia helped me a little bit in as much as I know a bit of the history. I wanted to get my facts straight before I come and open my mouth and say some things that are not really true. And so this is what I pulled from Wikipedia on top of the little that I know, that on July 4th of 1776, Congress anonymously pulled together and signed and made what we've come to know now as Declaration of Independence. What does the Declaration of Independence mean? It meant that the colony was officially separating themselves from British rule. This is what, from as I glance through, so that I give you the real facts. The Constitution was put together and it provides this Declaration of Independence, provided the legal and governmental framework for the United States. So, in other words, what I took from United States celebrating independence or every 4th of July is these two words that really highlighted out to me, that we were declaring that we are separating ourselves from a certain entity who was ruling us. And the reason why, or the result of our separation, is that we are putting together a constitution, a declaration, a certain document, a certain lifestyle that is going to provide us legal and governmental framework. So, in essence, from that, what I get is that an independence is me separating from something that rules me. And not only am I separating and then just moving on, as I separate, I have to create a system that will govern me. So, this episode, I have entitled it, What Does Independence Mean to Me? As a woman, what does independence mean to me? I know we've heard songs from Beyonce, Spice Girls, Destiny Child, and that's the era of that. I am a survivor. I'm an independent woman. I could do battle by myself. I don't need no one. Is the era that it breeded this independent, strong woman. But really, what does independence mean to you and I? From Wikipedia's definition, independence is a condition of a nation, country, or state in which residents and population or some portion thereof exercise self government and usually sovereignty over its territory. So I want to ask you, what does independence mean to you? In order to answer if we really are independent as women, we have to ask ourselves, what was governing us or ruling us before? Looking at ourselves as individuals. And if I have decided and made the declaration to separate, what systems, what constitution, what frameworks have I put in place that is going to govern me? Because every human being, every nation, every entity that can declare independence separates from one ruling, but has to be ruled by something else. Has to be ruled and disciplined, because if we are independent and we're out there without systems and structures that rule us, we become wild and free and we cannot be contained. And so my question again is, what does independence mean to me? Is it, as a woman, just a saying that I'm a survivor, I'm a strong woman, I don't need no man, I could do better by myself? Is that what independence means? Or independence is, I was ruled by something that did not make me become who I am, and so now I'm going to separate from that thing. Could be a mindset, could be a stronghold, it could be a tradition. I'm going to separate. But there's no vacuum in this world. Everything is governed and ruled. And so as I am separating from this thing, this mindset, this culture, this belief system, what am I going to set in place as a constitution that is going to guide me? Wikipedia goes on to say the commemoration of the Independence Day of a country or nation celebrates when a country is free from all forms of colonialism, free to build a country or nation without any interference from other nations. When we say we're independent people, have we built systems in place that prevent interference from other people? Or we become our own colonized people mentally, spiritually, and emotionally? So this episode, before we bring in subsequent explorations into the word independent, I have a few questions for you, my listener, whether male or female. I prepared it for women, but that does not exempt anyone from asking themselves this question. As a woman, what does independence mean to me? Does it mean I'm ruly? Does it mean I'm unruly? Does it mean I speak my mind? Does it mean nobody can correct me? Does it mean nobody can tell me what to do? As a Christian woman, what does independence mean to me? And then finally, what does the declaration of my independence bring to me and those that are around me? These are three questions. Now that I say I'm an independent woman, I'm an independent Christian woman, he who the Son sets free is free indeed. What is that declaration? What is that attitude? What is that mindset? What is it that is bringing to me and those that are around me? Is it making me repulsive? Is it making me a place, a territory that people really want to come, because my independence becomes an inspiration that harnesses and helps them to gain independence. As a woman who is originally from Ghana, the continent of Africa, those that are not familiar with it, Ghana was the first country to gain independence. In Ghana, the Jollof War between Nigeria and Ghana, there's always this war between Nigeria and Ghana. When Ghana gained its independence with the help of Dr. Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah, other neighboring countries were inspired, were equipped, and believed in themselves, including the giants of Africa, Nigeria, to say, if Ghana has gained independence, then it means I too can gain independence. And so Ghana's independence became a leverage that helped other people to gain and actually to pursue independence. And so I asked the question, what does independence mean to me? And what is it that my independence is doing for me and those that are around me? That is where I want us to leave it today as we kind of think about and ponder over and reflect over these questions, and hopefully we're able to answer them. And then in the subsequent episodes, we're going to look on how we can use July to really delve into the definition of independence and to really answer, am I really independent as a Christian, or am I still under the bondage of someone? And that someone could very well be my own mindset that is preventing me from living a life that inspires other people to also join in this independence. In the meantime, happy 4th of July to all Americans as we light up the fireworks and we buy the 150 million hot dogs I hear annually. I pray that we will not just indulge in the festivities, but we will also pause and whisper a prayer for the people that lay down their life for us to really gain independence, for us women, for the people that stood their ground and made sure that we too can vote, for the women and the men that worked alongside that we too can gain what we call independent. Happy 4th of July, and let us journey into this month to find out what independence really means and what it does for us and the people around us. God bless you. I'll see you in the next episode.